Hello, my name is Kavita, and the title of my paper is Matching Critical Nodes and Popular Solutions. Our input is a bipartite graph where every node has a strict ranking of its neighbors. This is such an example. Such graphs are seen in many real-world applications, such as in matching students to schools and colleges, and medical residents to hospitals. What we seek here is an optimal matching, and the classical notion of optimality in this setting is stability. A matching is stable if there is no edge that blocks it. And edge AB is said to block matching M if both A and B prefer each other to their respective assignments in M. So this blue matching is stable in this graph. In a famous result from 1962, Gale and Shapley showed that stable matchings always exist in bipartite graphs, and their algorithm finds one in linear time. There may be exponentially many stable matchings in the given graph. Interestingly, all of them match the same subset of nodes. We look at the following variant of this problem. Some of the nodes in our graph are marked critical, and matching as many critical nodes as possible is very important in our applications. Such applications arise while matching sailors to billets, where certain billets are critical, and in allocation problems in humanitarian organizations. So it's only critical matchings that are admissible solutions here, where a matching is critical if it matches the maximum possible number of critical nodes. So subject to the constraint that the matching is critical, we would like to find the best such matching as per node preferences. So matching as many critical nodes as possible is of primary importance, and then node preferences come into the picture. So how do we define a best critical matching as per node preferences? A natural relaxation of stability is to ask for a critical matching with the least number of blocking edges. But this is an NP-hard problem. Let's look at another notion of optimality. Any pair of matchings can be compared by holding a head-to-head election between them, where we ask each node which of these two matchings it prefers, and let's count the number of nodes that prefer one matching to the other. Let's compare the red and blue matchings. The top two nodes abstain from voting, the two middle nodes vote for the red matching, and the two bottom nodes vote for the blue matching. So this election is a tie. Each matching is as good as the other. Let's compare the red and green matchings. Here, the red matching is better than the green matching because 4 nodes vote for the red matching while only 2 vote for the green matching. So the red matching defeats the green matching. A popular matching is one that is undefeated by any matching. That is, it has no better matching. This notion was introduced by Gardenfors in 1975, where he observed that every stable matching is popular. But it can be the case that no popular matching is critical, as in this example, where every node is marked. So we're interested only in maximum matchings. This instance admits a perfect matching. That's this red matching. So that's the only critical matching here, in fact. But it's not popular since it loses to this blue matching of size 2. However, why are we comparing a critical matching with a non-critical matching? We already declared that it's only critical matchings that are interesting to us. So let's confine elections only to pairs of critical matchings. So let's ask for a critical matching that is popular within the set of critical matchings. Such a matching will be called a popular critical matching. So M is a popular critical matching if no critical matching defeats it. It may be defeated by non-critical matchings, but those elections are anyway irrelevant to us since those matchings are uninteresting to us. So does a popular critical matching always exist in a given bipartite graph? Is it easy to find one? Is it easy to find a max size popular critical matching? We consider these questions here and show positive answers to all these questions. So the case when every node is marked, so it's only maximum matchings that are interesting here. This was considered in this previous work of ours from 2014, where we showed that a popular maximum matching always exists and can be efficiently found. So it's only maximum matchings that are admissible here. And there's always a matching that's undefeated by a maximum matching. That's a popular maximum matching. Interestingly, in this FST TCS, there's another very similar problem considered in this paper by Nasreen, Nimborkar, Ranjan, and Sarkar. This is a many-to-one matching problem where hospitals have lower quotas that shows that at least these many residents have to be matched to such hospitals, and certain residents are marked, and these marked residents have to be matched. So feasible matchings have to obey these constraints. They showed that whenever feasible matchings exist, popular feasible matchings always exist and can be efficiently computed. Our results are as follows. We show that a min-size popular critical matching can be efficiently computed. So can a max-size popular critical matching. Both these algorithms are based on the popular maximum matching algorithm mentioned on the last slide. So this algorithm is a multi-level Gale-Shapley algorithm. So the Gale-Shapley algorithm is a truly simple algorithm, which basically says nodes in A propose while those in B dispose. So let's look at the popular maximum matching algorithm from 2014. Here, every node in A has a level associated with it, and nodes in B prefer higher level neighbors to lower level neighbors. Initially, all nodes in A are in level 0. At the end, every node in A has a level in this set, 0 to n minus 1. So let's run Gale-Shapley algorithm in a given instance. While there is an unmatched node whose level is not yet the highest level, promote it and continue running the Gale-Shapley algorithm. So let's run this algorithm on this example. So the superscripts on the A nodes denote their level. So initially, all these vertices are on level 0, and the stable matching is computed. A0 is left unmatched in the stable matching, so it promotes itself and proposes to B1. So it forces A1 to propose to its second choice, B2, and now A2 is left unmatched. So A2 also promotes itself. We get the following matching. So A0 is again unmatched here. So A0 promotes itself even further, and we get the final matching. So our algorithm to find a popular critical matching is as follows. Now every node, those in A and in B, have levels associated with them. However, the levels of nodes in B will be implicit. So this algorithm is a combination of old ideas and new ideas. As before, every node in B prefers higher level neighbors to lower level neighbors. And the new idea is that nodes in A prefer lower level neighbors to higher level neighbors. So let there be alpha critical nodes in A and beta critical nodes in B. The levels of nodes will be in this range, minus beta to alpha. Only critical nodes of A will be allowed in positive levels, and only critical nodes of B will be allowed in negative levels. So initially, all nodes of A are in the lowest possible level, minus beta. And let's run Gale-Shapley algorithm. Since only critical nodes in B are allowed in negative levels, any node in A in a negative level can only propose to its critical neighbors. So this is analogous to the popular max matching algorithm. While there is an unmatched node whose level is not yet 0, let's promote it and continue running Gale-Shapley algorithm. So while A's level is negative, it sees only its critical neighbors and it can propose only to those. And once its level becomes 0, then it sees all its neighbors, critical and non-critical. While there is still some unmatched critical node in A whose level is not yet alpha, let's promote this node and let's continue running Gale-Shapley algorithm. So the first while loop is more or less restricted to critical nodes in B. It's only in level 0 that non-critical nodes in B are allowed to be present. And the second while loop is restricted to critical nodes in A. So let's look at the following partition of the node set. AI is the set of nodes in A whose level is I at the end of the algorithm. And BI is the set of nodes in B that are matched to nodes in AI at the end of that algorithm. So an intuitive way of looking at our algorithm is as follows. Let's assume all nodes are in level 0 to begin with. Critical, non-critical, everyone. Let's run Gale-Shapley algorithm. The nodes in critical nodes in A that are left unmatched here are allowed to promote themselves, and critical nodes of B that are left unmatched in level 0 are allowed to demote themselves. That's why if you look at positive levels, it's only critical nodes of A that are allowed to be present in those. And if you look at negative levels, it's only critical nodes of B that are allowed to be present. The red nodes are the critical nodes here, and the blue nodes are non-critical. So all non-critical unmatched nodes are in level 0, and all unmatched critical nodes of A are in the topmost level, and all the critical unmatched nodes in B are in the bottommost level. This partition of the node set allows us to show that the matching computed by the algorithm is critical. Let's now show that it's popular among critical matchings. For this, the following edge weight function will be very useful. Let's define edge weights as follows. For any edge AB that blocks the matching M, let's set its edge weight to 2. For any edge AB where both A and B prefer the respective partners in M to each other, let's set its edge weight to -2. Otherwise, the edge weight is 0. It will also be very helpful to augment the graph with self loops at all nodes. And let's set the weight of self loops as shown here. For edges, for nodes matched in M, the weight of the self loop is -1. And for nodes unmatched in M, the weight of the self loop is 0. This edge weight function has been set to these values so as to ensure this property. For any matching N, weight of the matching N tilde. N tilde is N augmented with self loops at unmatched nodes, is exactly equal to the difference between the number of nodes for N and the number of nodes for M in their head-to-head election. It's quite easy to show the following claim. If Ka is the number of critical nodes of A that are matched in our matching M, and Kb is the number of critical nodes of B that are matched in M, then every matching in G has to match at most Ka critical nodes of A and at most Kb critical nodes of B. Let's look at the following LP. This computes a max weight critical matching. So by our earlier observation, what it computes is the maximum value of delta n comma m, where n is a critical matching. Let's look at the dual LP. So the constraints say all edges have to be covered, where being covered is captured by this sum on the left-hand side. All self loops have to be covered. Subject to these constraints, we seek to minimize this sum. If we show that the optimal value of this LP is at most 0, then it implies that M is a popular critical matching. No critical matching defeats it. So we'll construct such a dual certificate for our matching M. We set the dual variables as follows. Let's set ZA to -2 alpha and ZB to -2 beta, and unmatched nodes have their Y values set to 0. For matched nodes, we set Y values as follows. For a node A in AI, if it's critical, let's set its Y value to 2 alpha -2i, and if it's non-critical, it will be -2i. For a node B in BI, if it's critical, its Y value is 2 beta plus 2i, and if it's non-critical, it's 2i. So we claim that this is a feasible solution to the dual LP. It's easy to show that all self loops are covered. The proof that every edge is covered involves a bit of case analysis, but it's not hard. Let's now show that the objective function value achieved by this solution is exactly 0. So let's look at any edge AB in the matching M. So there is some subscript I, so that both A and B belong to A sub I, B sub I respectively. So it's quite easy to check that the left-hand side of the constraint corresponding to the edge AB in the dual LP exactly sums to 0. So when both A and B are non-critical, we have this. When one of them is critical, one of them is non-critical, again we have this. When both are critical, again we have the sum is exactly 0. So adding up over all edges in the matching, we get that this sum is 0. Since the y values of all unmatched nodes were set to 0, we get that the objective function value achieved by this feasible solution to the dual LP is exactly 0. So our matching M is popular among critical matchings. Interestingly, it is a min-size popular critical matching. So for any node U matched in M, the self loop at U is slack. So let's look at any critical matching whose size is strictly less than the size of M. Then the perfect matching N tilde has to include a slack edge. Now the matching M is an optimal solution to the primal LP, and the feasible solution to the dual LP that we constructed is in fact an optimal solution to the dual LP. Hence, complementary slackness implies that N tilde cannot be an optimal solution to the primal LP. That is, the critical matching M defeats N. Hence, N cannot be a popular critical matching. Thus, M is a min-size popular critical matching. How do we find a max-size popular critical matching? Now the levels of nodes will range from minus beta to alpha plus 1. In the previous algorithm, it was alpha. And only critical nodes of A will be allowed in these levels, 2 to alpha plus 1. And as before, it's only critical nodes of B that will be allowed in negative levels. So what is happening in levels 0 and 1 is analogous to the max size popular matching algorithm from the same paper in 2014. This is a 2-level Gale-Shapley algorithm, and it has a picture that looks like what is shown here. Let's go through the pseudocode of the algorithm. Initially, all nodes of A are in the lowest level, minus beta. Let's run Gale-Shapley algorithm. It's only critical nodes of B that are allowed in negative levels. So nodes in A can only propose to their critical neighbors in negative levels. And while there is an unmatched node in A whose level is strictly less than 1, earlier it was 0 and now it has become 1. Let's promote A. A starts proposing its neighbors all over again. That is, we continue running Gale-Shapley algorithm. So the node A can see its non-critical neighbors in levels 0 and 1. Earlier it was only 0. So after this while loop finishes, we check if there is still an unmatched critical node in A whose level is not yet alpha plus 1. If there are such nodes, let's promote them and continue running Gale-Shapley algorithm. Now we get a picture that looks like this. So if we zoom into level 0 and 1, the picture we see is analogous to the max size popular matching algorithm. So all unmatched nodes are in these sets as shown here. That is, the unmatched critical nodes of A are in the highest level, the unmatched critical nodes of B are in the lowest level, and the unmatched non-critical nodes of A are in level 1, and the unmatched non-critical nodes of B are in level 0. This partition of the node set will allow us to show that the matching computed by this algorithm is critical. Its popularity among critical matchings is, this proof is similar to the previous proof. We set a dual certificate, we construct such a dual certificate. So the ZA, ZB values are exactly as before. And as before, we set Y values of unmatched nodes to 0. But for matched nodes, there is a shift in Y values. So the Y values of nodes in A are 1 higher than what they were earlier. And the Y values of nodes in B are 1 lower than what they were earlier. So the Y values of matched nodes are now odd numbers. Earlier, they were even numbers. So the proof that this is a feasible solution to the dual LP is similar to the previous proof. To show all self loops and edges are covered. And it's also easy to show that the objective function value achieved by this solution is exactly 0. Let's now prove this is a max size popular critical matching in G. So we claim that any edge UV incident to a node U left unmatched in M has to be slack. That's because the Y value of an unmatched node is 0, while the Y value of any matched node is odd. So the left-hand side of the dual LP constraint corresponding to this edge UV is an odd number because ZB, ZA are also even numbers, while the right-hand side, which is weight of the edge UV, is an even number. Hence, this edge is slack. So any critical matching whose size is more than the size of M has to contain a slack edge. Thus, it cannot be an optimal solution to the primal LP. In other words, the critical matching M defeats any larger critical matching N. So M is a max size popular critical matching. Thank you.